welcome to this session in which we will discuss risks that relate to the Internet of Things. Now, the Internet of Things touches every aspect of our life. Our thermostat is connected to the Internet, our coffee machine could be connected, our refrigerator, our vehicles. Same thing for businesses. The integration of the Internet of Things into everyday business operation also transfer the way companies operate. They enhance efficiency. People can work remotely from anywhere, improve data collection. We can collect data about our customers, about our product, and offer new ways to connect with customers, which is great. The Internet of Things improved businesses. However, this technology advancement also brings significant, important cybersecurity implication that the organization must address. So the cybersecurity threats specific to the Internet of Things are diverse and can impact the organization in various ways. So in this session, we will discuss those risks. As a CPA exam candidate, taken the information systems and controls section, you have to be familiar. So I'm going to show you the risk, explain them, and you want to practice as many multiple choice as possible on farhatlectures.com. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we proceed any further, I have a public announcement about my company, farhatlectures.com. Farhat Accounting Lectures is a supplemental educational tool that's going to help you with your CPA exam preparation as well as your accounting courses. My CPA material is aligned with your CPA review course such as Becker, Roger, Wiley, Gleam, Miles. My accounting courses are aligned with your accounting courses broken down by chapter and topics. My resources consist of lectures, multiple choice questions, true-false questions, as well as exercises. Go ahead, start your free trial today. So the first risk with the Internet of Things is increasing attack surface. It means you're increasing your footprint everywhere. The Internet of Things devices exponentially increase the number of potential entry points for cyber attackers through your phone, through your coffee machine if it's connected to the Internet, through your tablet. Obviously, those are connected to the Internet. Those are mobile devices. Maybe through your air system, the air conditioning system, so on and so forth. So each connected device, whether it's a smart thermostat, a camera, or a wearable device, can be exploited as a gateway, as a door into the organization's network. So you're increasing those entry points. The more Internet of Things devices connected to the Internet, the larger the attack surface, because each device is a potential vulnerability point. For example, a company integrates Internet of Things sensors, smart locks, and wearable devices into their network. The diversity and the number of these devices, it's going to make it challenging to secure the network fully, leaving it vulnerable to attacks. The second risk is data privacy concerns. The Internet of Things devices collect vast majority of sensitive data ranging from personal user information to critical business data. So the collection, transmission, and storage of this data poses a privacy concern, especially if data is not encrypted and protected properly. So companies must ensure what? That the data collected from those Internet of Things devices is encrypted, and that privacy regulation, such as HIPAA or the GDPR, are strictly followed. That's create another risk. Another risk of the Internet of Things is the lack of standardization. The Internet of Things ecosystem is marked by lack of standardization in terms of security protocol and device compatibility. For example, your wearable device might be different than your coffee machine, or than the way you lock the doors at the company, so on and so forth. This diversity can make it challenging for organizations to implement consistent security measures because each device functions differently. So companies must carefully select devices and platforms that adhere to recognized security standards and best practices, and this could be challenging. Another risk is firmware and software vulnerabilities. The IoT devices are often equipped with software that can contain vulnerabilities. If not regularly updated, these vulnerabilities can be exploited by cyber attackers. So here the organization must establish a process for regular updates of the software, the firmware that run the Internet of Things devices. To do what? To reduce the risk. Another risk is Physical security threat, that's always present. Since IoT devices are physical objects, they can be accessed or tampered with. Maybe someone can get into your HVAC system and make the changes. They need to physically get there, but once they get there, they can tamper the system. They can also introduce physical security risks. So attackers can potentially gain physical access to a device, a camera, to extract data or compromise its functionalities. So companies here, they have an additional concern. The physical security measures, such as device placement and tamper detection technology. So if someone make any changes, it would alert us. Network security. Well, obviously those Internet of Things devices are connected to the internet and by extension to the organization network. Now, ensuring the security of the network is important because attackers would use the network as a means to, those Internet of Things devices as a means to infiltrate the network. Now, what could be a good mitigation here is the segmentation of the IT devices into separate network. In other words, so if somebody have access to one part of the IoT device, they don't have access to all the network, to a particular place in the network. You want strong authentication measures and the use of firewall and intrusion detection system when it comes to protecting your network. Device mismanagement. This involves inadequate mismanagement of Internet of Things devices, including weak password, a failure to properly configure devices. Maybe you will keep the manufacturing configuration, which is what would come in with a standard password, which can be easily cracked. This opens the door for attackers to easily gain control over devices. For example, an office installed smart thermostat without changing the default password. Well, an attacker finds these passwords listed online, access the thermostat, and from there explore the network for more sensitive data or system. Another risk is device spoofing. Here the attacker creates a fake IoT devices that mimic legitimate ones to gain access to the network. Once connected, they can take out the data or launch attack. For example, a cyber criminal introduces a spoof smartphone camera into the company's network. It looks legitimate. We think it's our camera. This network recognizes the camera as legitimate, allowing the criminal to access sensitive areas of the network. Also, Internet of Things devices could help facilitate escalated cyber attacks. So the Internet of Things devices can serve as a launchpad for broader attacks, just like here. Once you have access, you input the camera into the system. Similarly, what you can do, you could spread malware or facilitate unauthorized access. Like what? For example, if you compromise the coffee machine that's connected to the internet in an office server, this will be the entry point for the attacker, who then uses this to deploy ransomware across the company's computer network. And obviously, there's always the risk of information theft. IoT devices collect and transmit sensitive data, either personal or company data, which can be intercepted by unauthorized parties. For example, a fitness tracker used by an executive syncs health data to the cloud service. Well, if an attacker breaches the cloud and accesses this information, this personal data, this could be used to either blackmail the executive or a phishing attack. For example, how would that be an efficient attack? For example, if they find out the heart rate of this individual is high, well, most likely they would say, okay, they might have some heart issues. Let me call and pretend I'm their doctor. Maybe they can give me more information. I can send them an email pretending I'm their doctor. They would click on the link and I will gain access. Outdated firmware is also a risk. IoT devices with old or unpatched firmware are easily targeted who exploit known vulnerabilities, because if you don't update your device, well, once the vulnerability is exposed, you need to update, otherwise it will be an entry point. For example, a company's network security camera run an outdated firmware. Then they can go through that. An attacker uses known vulnerabilities to take over the camera and spy on the company's activities. Malware, also a common tool. Limited computing resources on IoT devices make them susceptible to malware, including ransomware, which can lock devices up until a ransom is paid. So you could install a malware. For example, a smart HVAC system, an air conditioning system, and a heating system in a large building is infected with a ransomware, shutting down heating and cooling until the company paid the ransom. So that's another risk when you have Internet of Things. Your heating and cooling system is on the internet. And obviously network attacks is very common. IoT devices can be used as a denial of service or distributed denial of service attack, where many devices flood a target with traffic, making it inaccessible. For example, a botnet or thousands of compromised devices such as DVRs, IP cameras, launches a massive denial of service attack against the bank online services, making the service unavailable to customers. So it could be used as a launching pad, those devices, to make attacks on other parties. Let's take a look at this multiple choice question from farhatlectures.com. In the context of Internet of Things security, what is the significance of network segmentation? Segmentation is when you break the network into small pieces, so you don't connect all the network together. What is the significance of this? What's the importance of this? Does it allow for unrestricted data flow between devices? Does it allow? No, because it's segmented. You're going to have checks in between, so that's not the purpose of it. It reduces the efficiency of network communication. Does it reduce the efficiency? Not necessarily. It doesn't reduce the efficiency of network communication. It limits the spread of attacks within the network. Yes, that's the importance of network segmentation. You segment the network. So if one network is infected, it's limited to that network. So you break down the network into other pieces. C is a good answer, but let's look at D. It increased the operational cost significantly. It may or may not. It may or may not. But that's not the significance of network segmentation. So C, it limits the spread of attacks within the network, because network segmentation divides the network into smaller segments, limiting the spread of cyber attacks and containing potential breaches. Now the other options, they don't serve this purpose. What should you do now? You want to go to Farhat Lectures, look at more MCQs, practice. Information systems and control asks you to answer multiple choice questions about the information that you learn, mostly about that on a basic level. How do you prepare? Practice. Invest in yourself. Farhat Lectures is always there. Good luck and stay safe.